Hey guys, Winnie here. Welcome back to part 2 of the Beaded Bralettes video. So if you haven't watched part 1, I would recommend you go watch that and then you can come back and then watch this later. So you guys remember in part 1, I did tell you guys that you're supposed to do 39, which will serve as the back of the bralette. But unfortunately, I ended up doing 41 instead of 39. So I had to fold one row of this here and then another row here. And then I told you guys I was going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 rings and turn it into a mat. So I've done all of that and now it's time for me to join. So now I have to join this to this, so it's very simple. All I'm gonna have to do is to take the thread on this end. I'm gonna take one bead and then I'm going to go through this, take another bead, go through it, and then I'm going to lock it. So that's all you're gonna do. So we have the first one. Now we have the 2 threads on both ends. So my thread is too long. I'm going to take the first one through this, and then I'm going to take the other one through this as well. Now I'm going to take one bead and then I'm going to lock it up. Did I just say lock it up? That's funny. Okay, so let me show you guys once more, like up close. So this is gonna go here. And the other thread goes here. And then I'm going to lock it with the bead. Now that we have this in place, we're going to start creating the area that covers the boobs. So what you want to do is count 18 from outwards all over to the middle, and on the 19th one we're actually going to skip the 19th one. So in order to start weaving, I already have this, so I'm just going to go through this. And then my beads are going to be on this thread since we're working in this direction. And then I'm going to lock it. So this is how you're going to start weaving. But if you're right hand dominant and working like this is going to be a problem, then you can just easily go ahead and flip this thing inwards. So this one comes to a side that is easier for you to work with, and I think I prefer I prefer to work this way. I'm gonna turn it up like inside out later. If I get to the other side and I feel the need to turn it, I'm gonna turn it again so I can work a bead that is already on a mat, and I'm just adding 2 more beads as I go. So it looks like I'm getting closer to the middle, so I'm actually gonna count. So I need to have 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this is the final one, which will be the 18. So I'm going to take this thread through, and I'm actually gonna pick 2 beads on the same thread. So the 2 beads are gonna be here, and I'm gonna use the same thread, and I'm going to come through this. So this is gonna look like this. Instead of the thread ending up here, it's gonna end up here, and then I'm gonna take it through this. So once it comes here, I'm gonna take it. The goal is to bring it here. Instead of continuing the process from here, we're supposed to start from here. So I need a thread to come here. So once we end it up here, I'm gonna push it through this and through this. So now we have the 2 threads on the same line. So we're gonna do it the right way and take it through this bead so it can be on the opposite sides. So I'll take this first. And then I'm gonna bring this one second. I'm actually gonna turn this thing inside out again so I can have this. Because I'm right-handed, I prefer to work like this. So now I have the thread exactly where I need it to be. I can start weaving now. So since I'm starting a new row, I'm gonna start with 3 beads. So as you guys can see, it starts creating the boob area for you once you start doing that. So I'm gonna do it all the way to here and bring it back and show you guys.
So again. I hear my wife got you pretty good.
So always remember when you're trying to make the area for the boob, when you get to the last but one, you end it on the last but one because you're not gonna weave onto the last one. So like we did earlier, I'm gonna take 2 beads through this thread, this one. So I'm not gonna weave here, so I'm gonna stop my weaving here. So I'm taking 2 beads through this thread and then I'm gonna pass it through here. Once I have that, I'll go through this, and then this. And I'm gonna bring this one through this as well so they can be on the opposite sides. And because I prefer to weave on the, you know, left hand side, I will turn this inside out again, and then I can start weaving. So since we're starting, we're going to take 3 beads per usual. So we're skipping this one and we're going to end it here. So I'm going to end this thread now because it's become too short to work with. But with this, we're not going to skip anything anymore. So I'm just going to be making 2 rings on every row till I get to the length that I want it to be. So this is what I have so far. Now I'm gonna do about 36 of this, then I can join it to the back, and then as you guys can see, it's forming shape already. I don't know why I can't seem to fit all of it in my camera for you guys to see, but then this is what it looks like. Now I'm left with finishing up on this side, and then that'll be it. So I'm gonna tidy up and cut out all the threads and do all of that, and then I'm gonna come back. This is what it's looking like now. Like I said, it's hard for me to fit everything into the camera. It's hard for me to fit everything into the camera, so we're just gonna make do with this. And it's raining at the moment, so I'm sorry if it's a bit hard for you guys to hear me. But then I went ahead and I did 40 rows of this. So I've done 39 for this. I'm gonna finish up with the last one, and then that is basically gonna be it. So I'm just going to flip this thing over, and then once I flip it, it shows me where it's going to be aligned with. But then if you're having problems, you can always do a count. So from where this line ends, it's 14, so you're supposed to, you know, count 7, and then you join it to the 7th. So let's do the count. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'm going to join it here. So if the thing is a little bit wobbly, but then even when you place it, you notice it joins it this way. So even if you can't count, you can just do that. And then we're just going to join this to this. So in order to join, I'm going to take one bead, go through this, which is a 7th one. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And then I'm gonna take my final bead as well and go through it. So to finish the last one, I'm gonna take this thread and then take one bead. This time around, I'm actually gonna put the thread through the mat. So I'm gonna bring this one here. And then take the other one through the same bead as well. And then in order to finish it off, I'm just gonna pass this through several beads. So someone asked me what I do when the threads get short, and I think I try to show this in every one of my videos because I assume not everyone is going to be following from, you know, the beginning and stuff like that. But yeah, with bead making, when your thread is short, there's nothing you can really do. All you have to do is to go through a number of beads, especially if you're using tiny beads like this. Then it's not really necessary to tie knots. But then if you're doing for bigger beads, then you can go ahead and, you know, tie knots. But I don't really like the whole tying knot process because after you're done tying the knots and you try to pull it through a bead to hide it, it ends up messing the pattern of how the threads usually end up being structured in the bead. Like, I don't know if you guys can see. It ends up, you know, altering the design of that, and I don't really like that. So I prefer not to do any knot tying and whatnot. So yeah, that's basically the end of the video. If you're new to my channel, definitely make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and then tap on the notification bell as well, because I try to post videos every week. Last week I slacked a little bit. I was supposed to post part 2 right after, but then I had been a little busy, so I couldn't post. But yeah, like, I try to post videos every week, so make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. And yeah, when you take all your beads through, this is what it usually ends up, or how it usually ends up. And obviously you're not gonna leave it you're not gonna leave it hanging like this. So let me get scissors, and then you're going to just snip, and then that's basically it. So like I said, I did 40 of this, or I did 39, and then the final one I joined was made it 40. So you can do whatever length that you choose. Either you want it short or long, or even if you want the side to be like a little longer so it can be more of like a top instead of a bralette, you can go ahead and do that. So then I just showed you guys this so you guys can have a basic idea of how to go about it. And if you're smaller than a size small, then you can go ahead and, you know, shrink this and reduce it. If you're bigger than a size 12, then you can also go ahead and add more rows to this, or more length, like I said in a previous video. Or even if you're busty, or, you know, all of that, like, do it according to your body weight. So I'm gonna try and take a measurement of this, and then I'm gonna post that either on the screen, or I'm gonna leave that in the description box so you guys have an idea of what the dimensions for this is. And then if you're trying to do for yourself, you can at least try to take your own measurements and then compare it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye.